Hey, it's another episode of the Knife Nuts podcast. Here we go.
I like the abridged intro.
This is the short one. Will they find out that we've been actually talking for 20 minutes before we started?
No, I'll just throw it at the end.
That's at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's the post-credits scene. It's like we're in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because just like the MCU, none of us have actually useful powers.
We'll tease Carol Danvers at the end.
I don't know anything.
You didn't have to. It's been a while since we recorded, I gotta say.
Yeah, we did such a good job after getting that Patreon of
I know, they must
actually
think we're
providing
getting
content.
such great value.
I cannot wait to see the numbers drop off.
Yeah, seriously. We're gonna make it up to them, though.
Yeah, maybe a giveaway will sweeten the pot.
Maybe a giveaway we're obligated to do.
We'll announce a giveaway winner for our Patreon guys at the end of this episode. How's that?
There we go. Okay.
Very good.
All right. So, how's everybody been?
I'm all right. Very
Super
busy.
dupes.
Same here.
Brian's the one with the cool stories. I mean, he was the one that was just in Vegas for G10, so.
Yep.
That's the end of that, huh?
Exciting time.
I'm sorry. This fucking mic's got me aggravated, and now I got too much going on right now.
Well, look, at least you can walk around the shop.
Yeah.
Now I can walk again. That's good.
Relive the pleasant memories of Vegas.
Did you have a nice time, Brian?
Yeah, it was good. You know, unfortunately, the fucking airlines are just ridiculous with these seats anymore. It's like they're getting smaller and smaller. I can't fucking sit on a plane with my knees touching the seat in front of me for that long. That's the only shitty thing about going out to Vegas. I hate flying anymore. It's bullshit.
Yeah, preach, sister. I got to leave a testicle at home. Fucking, there's just not enough room for both.
Yeah,
But Vegas itself is awesome.
You look like you had fun.
as it usually is. Where was it? Is that Planet Hollywood? Is it still there?
The venue was Planet Hollywood, yes.
Yeah.
But I stayed at Bellagio.
Ooh, all right.
Every time we go there, we stay at a different hotel. So
Nice. Yeah, where was the BG Knives guy staying? Because he had like $200,000 worth of knives coming home with him, so.
I have no idea.
He must have the fucking penthouse at the Wynn or something.
I don't think they give you like a penthouse if you buy knives.
No, I'm saying he could afford it. If he could win that Lerman auction for what, 30 grand?
We're using the word win very loosely.
He could spend the money.
It's funny that you say that, because talking to other makers too, these guys, you know, I always say these guys, you know, knife collecting crowd, they come up to your table and they say, "What's for lottery?" And if you have nothing for lottery, they move on to the next. All they want is lotteries.
And it's funny, you had amazing knives for, first come, first serve, and you actually came home with some of them.
Listen, all you dildos, you're not winning nothing. You can fucking buy them. All right? You're not winning because you got your name was picked in the lottery. Just buy the shit. You're being fucking ridiculous.
What first come, first serve stuff did you bring?
He had chicanes, dude.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Everything that I don't have time for that lottery bullshit. I just fucking put my knives down. First come, first serve. But everybody wants to get in the lottery. Look, my name come up. Look, number 1142. Oh, that's me. That's me. Everybody look at me. Give me a fucking break. Grow some balls, for Christ's sakes.
Wow.
I mean, the funny thing
you got me going.
Everyone supposedly hates lotteries. Like you see nothing but complaining about them.
It's bullshit. They love them. They love them.
Well, and then I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I saw quite a lot of sort of negative sentiments towards lotteries and custom knives in general before the show. There was a lot of people making intuitions about it's like rigged or
People.
I guess how it's done. It looks pretty
butthurt.
Yeah.
The way the USN does it is pretty good. I think it's pretty legit. I mean, if you go to Blade Show and there's a guy at his table with 3 bags and he just pulled one out and nobody's around for it or whatever the hell the deal is, it's one thing. But they everything they do is professional. Like, for example, when you enter your knife into a contest, you go when it's all done, you go back to get your knife. It's not an empty room with $5,000 knives sitting on tables everywhere where you just walk in, pick up your shit, and walk out. They do it right.
And what does right mean?
Like, you come up, okay, I'm here to pick up my knife, all right? Only one person back there at a time. All right, what knife is yours? Blah, 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 blah. You have to sign that you received it back. Where Blade Show, it's just like, okay, it's over with. Everybody leaves, and there's just a fucking empty room. The first year, I went back to the room, and literally there was nobody even on that side of the building. The room was empty with my 2 fucking knives sitting on a table.
Wow.
It's amazing the difference in the way these things are ran. Like, it's like Blade Show kind of works like an industry show, whereas this is clearly like some sort of high roller type thing.
Well, it's like enthusiasts versus people
Yes.
people with corporate interests and interest in making money off of people.
Correct.
USN definitely does a good job in the way they run it. Now, this year was the first year that I haven't been there for the last 2 years, but I was there for a couple years before that. This year, everybody going in to get your badges.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even typically it was a line of people out the day before, all the nutcases sleeping on the line out the door. But the makers would basically just walked in and were able to get their shit and go to the table. Well, this year there was even, an hour and a half wait for the makers.
Wow.
So they dropped the ball on something. But other than that,
Was
they
it
do a good
busier
job.
than normal, or was this just something else?
Well, because it's their 10th year anniversary, so
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It had more tables than they've ever had. I don't know about people-wise. It's hard to tell because the room is bigger now. So
Yeah.
I was talking to Mark Steiner from Mark of the Maker. He was telling me that it was probably the biggest one he's seen.
Yeah.
How it's getting pretty big.
But can you trust anything he says, though?
None
I
of
mean,
those guys.
He is our biggest competitor,
Oh yeah.
and soon to be mortal enemy.
How are we going to have mortal enemies with the podcast where one of the co-hosts is supporting our Patreon more than anyone else?
That's true.
So shout out to you, Tom Crine.
We love you.
Yes,
guys.
thank you. But I still want to take part in that fight to the death at Blade next year. That I forget if that was Mark's idea or I think it was Birch's idea that we all fight to the death. And Blade HQ is gonna videotape
Sponsor
that
it.
for us.
Yeah, Blade HQ will sponsor
I just
it.
came up with that right
it'll
now,
come.
but they
It'll come
might
out
break.
2 years later when everyone has already forgotten about the podcast.
Yeah. Speaking of which, our what do you call it? Knife banter episode posted.
And it turned out way better than it should have.
I think
It was
turned out pretty good.
it was worth the wait. I think that they were posting those with some kind of strategy,
Mm-hmm.
maybe mixed in with that move screwing things up a little bit, but
Yeah.
I very much appreciate that they edited the show in such a way that we
Jake, you looked like a fucking
sounded
superhero. I don't know what you did to pull it together.
yeah,
I'm
I was
telling
surprised
you,
by
like,
that.
like you find the amount of caffeine and uppers that would stop your heart, and you just reduce
them
by
all.
like 1 milligram less to push
Now
through having
I
bubonic blade.
I did.
God damn it.
Fucking Christ! Did you ever shut up? I did talk to Blade, and the reason that it took so long, Blade HQ, the reason it took so long for the video to get out is they were trying to find somebody who can actually edit Levon's hair and make it.
Yeah,
not
it was
look like a
gonna.
toupee.
I knew it was gonna be something about my hair.
Yo, I gotta
I
go
was like-
back and review the tape here.
Look at his fucking head. I was like, what the fuck they do to him?
I don't even know what the fuck, dude.
like
That whole day was a fucking whirlwind.
there's no black circles under my eyes. Like you can't. My eyes weren't bloodshot. You can't tell I had been vomiting that morning.
No, you pulled it
And yet-
together, man.
And yet Levon looks like hell. It
It's
was
got
crazy.
it's got 20,000 views right now, which is probably worse than any other video they've done.
It's probably. I think that is worse than any other video they've done.
Yeah, this might be the worst one yet.
That's great. Yeah, I also really appreciated the guy in the comments that said he wanted to punch me in the face,
I saved that screenshot, by the way.
and also
Frame that thing.
the one that I really loved was the guy that said I look like Grumpy Cat.
Yeah, that's like the third most liked comment now.
That is 100% accurate.
Oh, bro, your hair is fucked up in this.
I know. What the?
You look like Elon Musk before he bought a new hairline.
I look like PayPal era Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's a sad look.
Oh,
You might have to Photoshop yourself as Elon Musk for the cover,
that's great.
but just leave the hairline identical.
Okay. All right.
In a cloud of smoke.
Well, either way, it could have been worse. My hair notwithstanding.
Just wear a wig at the New York Custom Show.
Yeah.
I don't think Blade HQ would be out there, but
No,
I don't know. We could have some interesting content coming from that.
it should be interesting. So did anybody get anything new?
I think we all did, actually, for once.
Do you think that, or do you know that?
I mean, Jake bought a knife, which after a year and a half of doing a knife podcast, it might be the first time he's done that.
What did he buy? He didn't buy shit.
You bought him a knife? Daddy Warbucks bought him a knife?
No.
The Rex 45 PM3.
I bought a PM3.
Oh, that knife.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Knife Center finally filled my. Speaking of Blade Show, the PM3 that I pre-ordered basically during Blade Show finally arrived, and I do love it.
He's the guy that goes to Blade Show, doesn't buy anything, and pre-orders a knife to get 3 months later.
Well, thanks to Aaron Frederick, I still came home with, a couple knives.
That's true.
Including a Panda Express that I just posted yesterday, doing some kitchen work with.
Did we agree
to
that name? Because it really is good.
It's just, I think, I don't think he has, but that's what you call it, and
that's what I definitely
clearly the best name for it. So, and I also tried to 3D print myself a Sebenza.
You know what's funny?
Could not have turned out worse.
CRKT tried to do that once, and the plastic Sebenza is legendary. Chris Reeves slam dunked that shit in the garbage can. Was like, never again. This shit is not seeing the light of day.
Well, there's going to be a version 2 because it wasn't the design's fault or the knife's fault or the printer's fault. It was actually a mechanical wear item was beyond dead. And
you do the dang thing right.
I didn't do the dang thing right, but in a week I'll have new parts and we will try again.
There's like a legendary Blade Forms meme, the Jar Benza. This might be the second coming of the Jar Benza.
Think twice, print once.
In this case, it's been print twice, wait 6 weeks, and then print again.
Yes. Think 6 times.
He would not have approved of that.
No.
Why don't you print out some plastic co-hosts for your new podcast about 3D printing?
You're gonna have to.
Jake, when we get new knives, you can just 3D print yourself a version of it so that you can follow along with our commentary.
Yeah. And I'll complain that the steel seems a little too soft.
Yeah, it's just like it's not holding an edge like I would like it to.
Yeah.
But how do you like that Para 3 in Rex 45?
So far, I love it. It's as you mentioned, I'm a little behind on my collecting, so that's actually my first Para 3. So not only is it the trying out the new Rex 45 steel, which I love so far, but also my first Para 3. I really thought that a smaller PM2 would be perfect, and so far I haven't found anything I don't like about it. So yeah, time will tell. So far, very good.
Are you going to get one of those aluminum rings that replace the backspacer so you can turn it into a karambit?
No.
Because what it needs is more handle.
Yes.
No, but I
need more grip area.
I did 3D print one of the the little bumpy PM2 backspacers though.
Let's be honest, you printed
oh yeah, it took a few times to get that right, but it's on Kate's pink one now, and it looks pretty darn good.
I got a PM3 as well.
No, you got 2.
Oh, that's right.
Did you get 2? Yeah. You got 2? Jesus Christ!
Yeah, exclusive. We're only buying exclusive or sprint run PM3s. That's our 2018 slogan.
Well, I mean, I guess this was a while ago. I mean, I think I had the other one. It was the Blade HQ M4 one.
I didn't know you got the mini of that. I thought you just had the Para 2. Or the
no, I have a Para 3 as well.
Oh, all right. And then
I have the River's Edge Cutlery.
Yeah, those
which was the hardest knife I've ever had to purchase in my life.
Yeah, those shits popped off. Like they are huge demand for them now.
It looks every bit as cool in person. I can't believe we're going back to like a 2012 era discussion about like hardware color, but that knife, I mean, it's the same shape. It's the same knife as a Para 3, but it really does look different, and I think it looks really cool.
It's nifty.
Yeah, did you see St. Nick's Knives was teasing the same people who had the $200 Delica are doing the same configuration but in a Para 3?
I will buy that.
If it's not wildly inflated, I feel like
it's going to be a $300 Para 3.
Yeah, probably. If I had to guess.
Years ago, St. Nick's used to be like the private sale that we use today, or maybe even better, like part VPON, part private sale. They used to have under MAP pricing, and one day it just stopped. The website updated, like they got a new look and all new pricing one day.
I do appreciate that someone put in the comments it's a ladybug for MSRP $690. That sounds about right.
That sounds about right. Yes.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the idea of a red scaled para 3 with a black blade, but
Yeah, seriously.
The $300 idea doesn't sound good.
No. Was Spyderco at the USN show?
Yeah.
Did they have anything? I saw some pictures that just looked like the same stuff they showed last time.
I asked like 6 people if they had the poppy.
No dice?
Nobody had the poppy.
Maybe they didn't bring the whole setup with them.
No. I don't think they... I think... Hey, if anyone at Spyderco is listening, just send us a message that says, yes, the poppy existed or exists or whatever. You don't have to send a picture. You don't have to do anything. Just
blink
us.
Twice if it's
Blink
coming
twice
out.
if the poppy existed.
Yeah.
Weirdest knife I've ever seen in my life.
I feel like they still have a bunch of undelivered knives for 2018 that some of them I'm interested in, but yeah, the smock.
Well, the smock, the Rhino came out finally.
It
That
did
was
finally.
For, like, what else?
The Alistair Phillips, the carbon fiber one with the compression lock, that looks incredible. That's unfortunately not out. The Brewer is just coming out now, which is kind of very uninteresting. It's very utilitarian. It's $170. It's a frame lock with a G10 scale, S30V. But yeah, there's still a few undelivered ones.
What's that weird one I sent you where the blade is just coming out of the compression lock?
Oh, yeah. They evidently have no intention of fixing that. Off the top, it is the Tropen.
With the wave.
Yeah, with the wave and the exposed blade feature. So that you can, I don't know how they didn't fix that. Everyone's pointed it out.
I mean, it's blatantly just like half the blade sticking out the back of the knife.
Yeah, it's an interesting design.
Are you not supposed to ever touch that? Is that what they expect you to do?
It appears to be sharpened too. Like you could just do what Beg did and like have that flat, just flatten the edge. But I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah. So I guess that's not changing. So good for Spyderco.
I did a weird thing.
What did you buy?
So on National Knife Day, I guess this was like 2 weeks ago now at this point. Brous Blades are one of our favorite people in the world. Hid a 60% off coupon, which is ridiculous for so many reasons. I mean, he hid this thing, legitimately hid it on the website. It wasn't an easy thing to find. And I saw it on my Instagram. I'm like, all right, Jason Brous, challenge accepted here. Because initially I just was like, I want to see if I can actually find where Jason Brous would hide his 60% off coupon. And it took me a good 20 minutes to actually find it. And I found the thing. And I said, now what do I have to do with this? Elijah's design that was on there, one that I'm not sure. He probably didn't get paid for it or something. I'm not sure what the drama is.
Yep, the Echelon.
It's not, is it called the Echelon? Is that
it's called the Echelon. It's really close to Eschaton. That was the whole part of it.
Yeah. That was the whole spiel. So he has a blem section on his website. That knife retails in non-blem form for $450. $450 for a air quotes USA made version in D2 with titanium scales. I even at 60% off, I wasn't going to buy that. That's just an astronomical amount of money for something that I know I'm probably not going to like. But I went into the blem section, and he has one marked as off-center and blade play.
So normal Brous blade quality.
That's what I figured to myself. I was like, well, every Brous that I've ever had has been off-center and has had some form of blade play. So I figured, how bad can it be? And it was marked at $150.
Wait, can I take a guess?
Yeah, go for it. What?
Was it frame, and the blade on the outside of the two frames? Is that how it was off-centered?
I see what you're saying. Like it was just disassembled.
Like the blade on the outside.
The blade on the outside, peanut butter on the inside, chocolate on the outside, cheese on the inside.
It's very possible.
If anybody knows how to make a sandwich, it's Levon. He knows how to make a sandwich. I've seen his layers.
Dude, the sandwich. How good was that sandwich?
I don't know, but it looked good.
It looked fucking great. Anyway, yeah. So this thing was marked at $150, and then I hit it with the 60% off goodness. I got it for $63 or something, and I was like, I had to see what this was all about.
Oh, I cannot wait.
It arrived. It shipped about a week later.
Naturally.
Here's the funny thing. It's the nicest Brous I've ever received, meaning that the blade play that is there, I mean, I'm not quite sure that it's blade play. Jake also thinks that it's something else. The off-centerness is minimal, but let me just say that the knife is not good. I mean, it's not good at all. At $450, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Overbuffed edge, horrible satin, really, really fat grinds.
Yeah, when it looks like you have a polished edge, except for it's above the edge that's polished, that's not a good sign.
I mean, it's atrocious.
Yeah.
The presentation is nice. His the box that he sends it in, and the tool shrink wrapped to the business card. I mean, it's funny. It's the tool on the business card and a tool shrink wrapped to the business card.
Hold on, I'm gonna get a soundboard together. We need a soundboard.
Yes. Are you doing that right now?
I just hit it with some claps.
So here's why this is unremarkable, because it's not as bad as I hoped it would be. I was really hoping for a total train wreck of a knife, and it's just so mediocre and so bad for the money that I can't imagine what I would have done if I spent almost $500 on this thing. Because you don't get fucking free shipping. You don't.
What is with this? The same thing with the GiantMouse I got. Is free shipping, like, everyone knows this is the easiest gimmick to draw people's interest on the internet. It's free shipping. Like, this is fundamental shit that people figured out literally 20 years ago on eBay.
I would have rather he had the blem marked at $156.
It would have been less insulting than charging shipping.
Exactly.
Also, when it ships about a week after you buy it and you're charging for that, goddamn.
I'm wondering if he saw. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much that he knows who we are at this point.
He could not. I mean, if he had any idea who we were, he would hit us with a cease and desist or some sort of lawsuit or some shit. There is no way this has gotten around to him.
He's probably got enough going on.
I mean, yeah, at very least a threatening text message.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way,
I hate people that do that.
Maybe I'll leave a YouTube comment.
Oh Jesus, Jake, you handled it right. It's like all wrong. Like, the design is cool. Like, it's funny. Well, the whole reason why this was also something I wanted to get is because I actually have a $25 clone of this knife with a better blade shape, might I add, without the dual whatever it is, the compound grind. And that's kind of better.
Minus like the stamped liners.
Hey, they work.
Yeah. That's
they
true.
work. It provides a decent D10.
I feel like there's some piece of video content we can get out of the comparison between those two.
That's what I figure.
The Raven versus the China Raven.
Yeah, China Raven.
Yeah, there's something that can be had with that.
The Traven.
I had a friend that, like, he was getting into knives and he had money. I was not a good knife friend. I should have guided him a little bit better because he was buying some weird shit. And one of the things he bought was a Brous Blades caliber. That thing had the most unbelievably strong D10. Like, it was stupid.
D10 on this is actually strong too.
Yeah, it was just like stupid strong. The lock bar tension was crazy. It was not particularly nice, but these are the mistakes you have to make along the way. I bought a reloader when it first came out. I was all over that fucking Brous Blades.
Did you just call it a reloader?
A reloader.
Yeah. Reloader. Sorry, I'll use the trochaic stress pattern. It was a reloader. Yeah, that was terrible, but I was still all about it in 2013. Yeah. Levon, didn't you have a Silent Soldier?
I mean, I've had I had a Silent Soldier.
Them, right?
Yeah. No. I had one. You had one. Okay. We had two.
I had the Reloader. That just feels uncomfortable to say. The Sniper, which literally felt like you could crush it with your bare hands.
I had a Sniper too. It was absolute garbage.
It was very bad. It was quite terrible. And then I also had a T4, and then I think that's when I got off the Brous Blades gravy train.
The Sniper is still to this day one of the worst knives I've ever felt.
Is so.
And they were like $200 or something. I think I got it in a partial trade or something.
It feels like a gas station knife.
It feels like a gas station knife where someone took this fucking spring out of it.
It's so bad.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
That may almost. I just don't understand like how someone can spend $450 on these knives.
Yeah, especially when the market is so competitive right now.
Like what? Like what is going through your mind?
You have no concept of the rest of the knife market and somehow found him because of guns. That's like the only logic.
Like the Wee Knives Eschaton is
Cheaper.
It's cheaper and on another spectrum. It's in another galaxy.
It's another plane of existence.
It's a plane of existence that this thing could never hope to reach. It's crazy. No matter what you feel about the designs of those knives, they're really early Elijah Isham designs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like some of the first knives he designed. But it is, I mean, it's so bad.
I mean, I'm proud of you, though. As Andrew G. in the Edge Observer said on the podcast on the, what was it, Gear Geeks Live when he used to be on it, you got to buy knives that challenge your sensibilities. And buying a Blem Brous is certainly something that challenges your sensibilities.
Look, we put our money where our mouths are. That's all.
I mean, that's why I bought this GiantMouse. I mean, I also wanted it, but...
I mean, that thing is beautiful looking.
So I got the GiantMouse GM5. I was super excited about it for like the whole summer because I like the design. So it came out, I bought it. Bought it the second it came out because I didn't want to miss out. They're still not even sold out like a week and a half later. So You
didn't get the pirate one though.
The pirate one sold out immediately. Do people really fuck with Blackwash like that still? Like they sell out in seconds. Which
it's just because it says it's limited.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually find that configuration much less attractive.
Yeah, the one you got is definitely better looking.
So yeah, I got it. I was coming out of my apartment, got it from the mailbox, got in my car, and I was driving to Rhode Island. I went through it was a roller coaster of emotions. So like, I first get it out, and I hate it. And I'm pissed off. And I'm like, I'm gonna throw the beat on, and I'm gonna, like the Lion Steel rant, and I'm just gonna scream about how much I hate
You
Viper.
never fucking learn, ever.
And the thing is, and then as I calm down, I came to realize there's really only two things I dislike about it, and I actually quite like everything else. One, the tip is rounded off from the factory, it's just shitty sharpening.
Oh.
That's fixable. And the detent is lighter than I would like, and Jake can fix that. So, like, otherwise, I really like everything about it, so.
But for anyone else who buys a knife that doesn't have a Jake to fix the detent.
Oh, yeah, they'd be pissed. I mean, Nick Shabazz
like
sent
Nick
his back.
Shabazz.
Yeah. I think there's been quite a few dozen. I'm not standing up for Viper. Viper is still definitely the shittiest, most unreliable, high-end OEM there is. I'm going to say that categorically.
Yes. And you could tell they didn't want to deal with it because when Nick Shabazz told them that the detent was weak, they didn't even offer to send him a replacement.
Yeah. Well, they just like, all right.
They just said, here's a refund.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So that Viper Fortis that Jake has, and Jake can jump in later about that, that one, the person I sold it to, it developed issues, and he tried to get in touch with Viper, and there was some big language barrier, and they told him to go back to the dealer. So Viper's, anyway, apparently their customer service isn't fantastic unless you speak Italian. And I don't know.
You gotta wave your arms around a lot when you talk to them.
That does sound like a very Italian thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, yes. So beautiful. Yeah, as with Italian cars, beautifully designed and poorly engineered. So.
Yeah. They took a nap halfway through making the knife.
Unfortunately, but my particular one is decent enough that I am able to overlook the flaws. But GiantMouse as a company is... I have some issues. So one, you don't get free shipping. You get first-class shipping that you pay $750 for on a $400 knife. Kind of, it's weird. You get the knife. It is loose in a plastic envelope. It's no padding whatsoever.
It doesn't have a box or anything?
No, it's in a box. It's in a small cardboard box that is inside one of those like security envelope things that stuff gets mailed in. Not even inside a box.
The cheapest form of
literally the cheapest way you can send something. And the thing is, they use a shipping service. So do they even ever touch the knives? Do they go straight from Viper to their like shipping partner?
I'm convinced that everyone is just shipping directly from the manufacturer now. No one's ever touching knives.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to someone about this yesterday. I don't think CKF is actually
I don't think CKF does anything with the knives anymore.
They don't actually touch the knives anymore.
It'd be too expensive to ship it from Russia. It's more reliable to send shit from China to the United States.
What do you call it? Buddy just got one of the Satoris.
They're finally out.
So, okay. I'm not a fan. And I'll go into why if I need to, but he got it and it was covered in like that really weird grease that you get.
Yeah, and Chinese knives.
Chinese knives, like the same shit that oddly enough, the $25 fake Brous was covered in like this sort of grease when I got it and wrapped in like a paper bag. And he said that's exactly how this one came.
Yep, it's come slathered in grease. But my big issue with GiantMouse is they advertise the GM5 as having perfect fit and finish, which is a ridiculous thing to advertise if you're not even handling the fucking knives. Like, I hope they are. I hope I'm wrong and that they are individually inspecting them. It's only a run of 400. Brian did it with the micro typhoons. I mean, it was what, 2/3 the size of that run, but nevertheless.
Yeah. Where it's people in Denmark, right?
Well, no, it's in California. So
yeah, okay.
The
but
Danes
the
design it. Yeah, they're in Denmark.
So, but GiantMouse is based out of California.
Yeah, it's a Californian dude who like partnered with Anso and Voxnays to do this.
Oh, I was going to say in Denmark, their unemployment is so good. They could get somebody to look at all these knives.
Right? No. They're like in the Bay Area, but
no one's looking at it.
Yes.
Everyone's dying of heroin overdoses.
Dark. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the two Danish makers have made some sort of Faustian bargain with these Italian OEMs. Like, sell us your soul, and we'll put out a bunch of relatively poorly made production knives that will sell really well. So, because why do they keep using Viper? Like, even Fox is better.
Why don't they just have them made in fucking China?
Yes, that's the real answer. Just make them in China, they'd be better.
That's so true.
The only other thing is this knife, like, the scales could have afforded to be milled out on the inside. In most $350
They're not
knives.
milled out. It looks like a big knife.
It's pretty bricky. It's like 5.1 ounces, and it feels every bit of it because it's not that big. It's about the size of a Sleesh Bowie, except for the Sleesh Bowie is better in every conceivable way.
Can I talk about two knives that were made in China that I got?
Go for it. Since you were apparently sucking off Mao Zedong or something. I forgot what that email said.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Do you remember the hate mail we got?
Anti-China email that we got.
Oh, yeah. We're sucking off Red China.
Yeah, we're sucking off Red China.
Red China, we love you. Blue China, not so much.
No. Keep it red.
So, I got the Liong Mali Racer.
Oh, shit, you did. It's been this long that I forgot that you got that.
I love that knife.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
It's so cool.
I just hate that Liong is coming out with these so fast, and the price is just going up and up on all of his knives, and it's like, it's not in my territory anymore.
Yeah. And I also got, thanks to Adam Purvis, he sent me a Civivivivivi. Probably the worst name for a brand of knife ever, which is funny because it's a Chinese brand trying to sound like they're Italian.
Yeah. Apparently, someone in the YouTube comments came in with the wild actually that it's like Hungarian for sharp or something, which doesn't make it a good name.
Civivi.
It's really hard to say.
Okay. Let me tell you, the knife is excellent.
Not surprised.
For $43, it is fucking incredible.
Yep. Not surprised by that.
Incredible. I don't even care if it has the garbage Wee Knives satin finish because it's $43 fucking dollars.
Yeah, there's not much you can get for that price. Even that Tangram was $45.
If you like knives, just buy one. $43, you will not be disappointed.
In typical fashion, they still don't have a smaller-ish model, which is what will sell the best.
It's weird because I feel like they think they're making them for an American market, and we have big hands, so they make them big. But there's another one that's kind of small. I think it's like a 3-inch blade or something.
I think there's a 3.25-inch one, but that's about it. But anyway, I mean, what a surprise. Wee Knives is making great stuff. They continue
Jake and I first handled them at Blade Show, and I was like, and Joe, he goes, yeah, these are going to be under $50 MSRP. And I was like, holy shit.
The fake anodizing on the liners is a little much.
It's nice, though, dude.
Is it?
It gives it, it doesn't bother me at all. It gives it a little bit of something extra. It's a titanium nitride coating, and they give it like a little bit of color. It gives it something extra.
All right. I mean, it's
$42.
For $40, that shit is paint, dude. Scratch it off.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yes,
is it
exactly.
paint?
You don't, or just leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Like whatever. It's a great knife.
I'll buy one. I mean, it's an incredible deal. I don't even know what else is in that range. The Tangram series.
It's better than the Tangram, dude. It's better.
I've been happy with those, but I've been happy with them
The
at $22,
Tangrams
not 45.
They're not bad. They're not bad.
Yeah, I bought another one for a friend, and it was just as good as the first one.
I had someone pick up a knife from my house, and I actually gave him that. And I said, use this and tell me what you think. I gave him that little Tangram.
Yeah, the Tangram Vector. It's surprisingly good.
You got to pick up one of these Civivis, though.
Civivi.
I can't. Can't we just call it Wii Knife? Just call it Wii Knives. Like, why do they just need to do that?
Yeah.
Do we need another knife brand?
Yeah, the sub-brand thing is just annoying.
I'm waiting for Riot's sub-brand.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't done that yet. Maybe because they don't have 100-something employees.
Maybe they have a little more self-respect.
They're not quite as committed to capitalism as Wii Knives is. Yeah, I mean, they look super nice, and everyone's getting their hands on them now, so I'm seeing the Civivis everywhere.
Yes. Heeter Nation. Hashtag. God.
Yo, what about Heeter Nation? That video was so good.
Oh my God.
I hope that's still there so our viewers can see it.
It's what, you think someone deleted it off the internet?
I hope not.
No, it's definitely still there. It was that was already a repost that I sent.
Okay, it was so good.
I'm sure the guy who posted that is like just hating his life right now.
He's dead. He died. He died years ago.
For reference, it is a video of what looks like, I don't know, the average M&M listener holding a Heeter Bladeworks, whatever that model is, and then stabbing it into a tree and saying, "You never mess with Heeter Nation, bro."
I'm thinking more Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, true. Although I think those fan bases might overlap at this point.
Maybe, and also, what's another band?
He probably listened to a lot of Korn in 2018.
Korn. What's the band?
Freak on a Leash is still his jam.
Oh God.
He likes the self-titled album.
He still watches the music video to get hyped before work at the Home Depot.
I was gonna say the 7-Eleven.
Hit 5-Finger Death Punch too. That's on the playlist.
Dude, 5-Finger Death Punch like sells out not stadiums, but like bigger venues, arenas, rather.
I don't know.
I don't know. There's child molesters and shit out there too.
What?
Just,
Listen to music.
It's Creed for alcoholic dads.
Yes, exactly. That meme was so good. Dude.
Yes.
Who said that? Who said that to me? It was so perfect. Oh my God. What else did I get? I don't think I got anything else.
I did get one other thing. The Real Steel Poltergeist Works collaboration 3605F, which is really nice, and it was really nice for the discount. But so I posted a picture of it, and I'm going to pose a question here. I took the picture I posted down because the caption was like, it's a little uncouth, but when a custom maker has a production version of their knife come out that is identical to their customs, is it valid to compare the two? Because I think Jacob he did not seem to respond favorably to it. So I took the post down because I didn't feel like getting into a fight.
I mean,
with a knife maker I like.
Yeah, because you're still on his books.
Those books don't exist. I got on those books in early 2016. So
well, he probably told you there was going to be like a 2-year wait.
Anyway, so I guess on some level, if someone has a production knife and then they also make customs, if they're not, I get that you're not supposed to compare them or something, but when it's the same model,
you have to compare them.
Yeah, it's hard not to.
That you do that.
I think, and I chimed in on that conversation.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Jake.
I don't even remember what I said, but
you said normally you don't like it, but in that case, you thought it was okay.
I would say it's fine to compare them in any way except I don't know how to put this, like the sort of guaranteed
quality,
repeatability and Lego type nature of a good production knife compared to a handmade that will have, like handmade-isms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think he really got upset about it, but I think he wanted to make that point that, like it's really hard to. He wouldn't even try to match a CNC made production knife. You know what I mean?
I just think it's silly to put out to pitch a custom design to a production if you still plan on selling custom versions of that knife.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's definitely
maybe not at
strange.
that because the price difference is
it's
pretty.
It was like it's
pretty
1/6
wide
of the
difference.
price.
Yeah, so that let's move back to the Satori. Okay, so that knife costs $600 and some from Custom Knife Factory.
Jeez.
And yeah, so how much do you get a Risenti Satori for?
$1,200, I think, from him.
$1,200. So the person spending $600 and some on that knife, once you've committed that you're going to buy a knife for $650, is it really that much of a stretch to say, you know what, I've saved this much, I'm going to buy this $650 knife. Maybe I could save a little longer and get a real one.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
I feel like once you've reached that point where you've convinced yourself that a $650 knife is a good thing to purchase, spending $1,200 is not exactly much of a stretch.
Yeah, I mean, you're already way outside of the realm of what people would normally spend. So
correct.
This is addicts talking.
Oh yeah, no question, Brian.
I mean, if you're spending $600 on a knife, you're definitely not just.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you're already committed to the game here.
Yeah, if you're gonna, why get like a dime bag when you can get like a full ounce?
But now you're talking in terms I understand.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, I get it. Like maybe you're buying, you get more than one knife or whatever. But hey, if you really like the design, I mean, I feel like it's the same knife.
Yeah. But also, like with the production versus custom, when you have a custom maker who has a production knife coming out, I feel like the disparity is really highlighted between people who do like full handmade and then have a CNC knife come out. And like, I get the processes are different, but I think it highlights too dramatically how different the processes are.
I think the key there is using subjective terms like good and bad versus objective terms.
Yeah.
Like, you know, to sort of, I don't know, give respect to the idea that one is handmade. And we're also in a weird place right now where you know, like Levon's example of the $1,200 custom versus the $600, maybe from someone other than Risenti, because his stuff seems to be pretty abnormally accurate. But I think in 2018 we're in a place where the we produced or the Riot produced, you know, production version of a custom is often going to be more accurately
more better.
I mean, that's exactly my point. Better or worse is not the right word to use. Like the, you know, smaller tolerance, the tighter tolerances, smaller gaps. Absolutely, I think that's where we are right now. A production knife from Riot is going to have tighter tolerances than a lot of customs.
I think I just heard Brian die.
Yeah. Well, what Brian is doing is taking the idea of a custom and applying an even higher obsessive level of precision to it, and he's kind of in his own little category there. But I mean, generally speaking, I think the tolerances on a Riot are tighter than 90% or 80% of customs.
Well, Brian, you may have something to say about
and then
this.
The parts are interchangeable, and that's not something that you get with. My point is that one isn't better than the other; they're just different.
Yeah, you have to have the appreciation for it. If you lack that, sort of like I do, it becomes tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you use the term good or bad to describe just tolerances, basically. When, you know,
from my perspective, coming from the scientific field, like it's just drilled into your head that you shouldn't do anything by hand. Everything needs to be repeatable and done by a machine or a computer because humans are too inaccurate.
You like hate Picasso, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Shit's
it's not
all
that
wonky.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it only extends really to knives.
There's more math in a Picasso than any other painting.
Yeah. If you have an Excel spreadsheet full of data, you could change something by hand, or you could make a formula and apply the formula across a column or something. And yeah, if you do it by hand, you could make it more accurate because you could have an error in your code. But 90% of the time, you're going to make some sort of human error, and that's kind of the approach I now take to knives and why I like shit that's made by CNCs and not by humans.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think, like I said, it's just a matter of, I don't know, maybe not admitting, but just recognizing that they're a little bit apples and oranges, and that is exactly what that conversation came down to on that photo with Poltergeist.
I mean, I agree with that. Brian, I would like to hear your take on that because you know, recently did this. You took a design that you've had and shrunk it down and said, "Hey, China, make this."
And what are you looking for me to say about it? I mean, they did a fantastic job, I think. Their tolerances are great. There are a couple things that, personally, I would have tighter.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, when you look at their inlay work, oh, my God, it's fantastic.
Nice.
At least Riot's was.
Mm-hmm.
You also tried to make something a little different than... You never made a micro version of the Typhoon. So it's a little different,
Well, I mean, it's very similar enough where people are comparing them for sure. Everybody does, but
well, if this larger model comes to fruition, people might be doing the same thing again. But I'm excited for that one at least.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Do you have a name for it, Brian?
No.
You should call it
Liong Typhoon.
Waiting on Levon. Come up with a name like McDonald's, Toyota.
Yeah.
The Typhoon.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, I don't even know yet. I'll put some thought behind it. Now,
Maybe
don't hurt yourself,
one of
Brian.
the more famous types of hurricanes or typhoons. Hurricane Andrew.
Yo, Florence is about to fuck shit up, so you may as well name it that one.
Yeah.
I really wanted to get away from the Typhoon name, and I wanted to name this something totally different, but it is very similar. Now, I think when I post a picture of them side by side, people will say, okay, they're not that close. But
So call it whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't know.
What are other turns on a race course? Hairpin.
Ooh, the hairpin. I like it.
You like that?
Kiss my ass.
The sweeper. Kind of a sweeping turn.
Sweeper's actually not that bad.
I thought
I
hairpin
would
was
go with,
better.
if it's a flipper, I'd go with the Scandinavian flick.
Ooh, that's a terrible name, but a great reference.
But you can't flick it; you have to flip it. So if
The
that should be one that
Scandinavian
you,
flip.
Everyone knows
Flip,
that flicking
yes.
your knives voids your warranty anyway. The
Only if-
the legendary Chris Reeve misquote that will persist forever.
Yo, how do I
didn't know
get
that it was a
Tim
mystery.
Reeve to make me a Carbo Quartz fucking Sabenza 25 or something?
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think we're that special.
No, how do you get to that level, Tim?
That's a
me
great
know.
question. You have to own one of the Chris Reeve knives, walking canes.
Were you not at the same blade show I was? Just ask him.
Yeah, I don't. That doesn't work.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you did you?
We
already
all have
try?
to be drunk enough, I guess.
and fuck Karate Dan.
Oh yeah, I mean you got to wait till
Fuck
it's
Karate
like,
Dan. Yeah, definitely fuck Karate
Yeah.
Dan.
Fuck
You got to wait
off.
till it's 9 o'clock.
I love people that give long-winded.
Oh my God.
That was so fucking funny, dude.
Well,
I could not.
I
stop
was
it.
ready for a little bit of an argument, and then when he came back with that, I'm like, "This dude, I don't even feel like arguing with this."
Yeah,
dude. It's like, oh
This
my
man is way more committed to this issue than you were.
Right. I was like, I don't really give a shit that much. I was just trying to set you straight a little bit.
The part that fucking killed me is that he called you a role model.
Listen, I'll tell everybody who's listening right now, if you look up to me as a role model, get a fucking life, dude. I make knives. I'm not splitting atoms. I'm not fucking curing cancer. I'm making knives.
If anything, you're giving cancer.
Really.
To yourself.
And maybe getting it. Yes.
How many
And then the
episodes
other
of this
thing
have we
is I
done?
should be posting a public apology.
In no
Like-
fucking way.
Like this dildo, he wanted an apology to him.
Mm.
You know, it's like, who the fuck do you think you are, dude? If you're listening, Karate Dan, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
For reference, everybody, when Nick Shabazz is going to review Micro Typhoon at some point, and somebody had to bring up a certain incident, and yeah, I'm excited for that review. It's probably going to be negative, if I had to guess. So,
I heard it already. I don't know when he's posting it. I watched it though.
did it? Oh, okay.
I don't think it's very negative.
I do love that when Nick Shabazz does dislike a knife, it gives apparently everyone in the knife world license to immediately start shitting on said knife and or maker.
And it's the most casual people on the face.
Oh,
of the earth.
absolutely, with no perspective
Like
at all.
it's so fucking funny the people that are. I mean, we love you, Nick Shabazz, but
It's not your fault.
A lot of the people that are on your dick are
It's like on
really
Reddit.
the dregs of the knife community.
Well, I tell you what, at least he was professional. I mean, he always does a very professional job, and he removed some comments from that post and everything that weren't very that I probably shouldn't have said anyway. But but at least he reached out to me and said, "Hey, what about this? And do you have and with some questions and I mean, he still came to his own conclusions, and there was nothing I could say to change his mind about any of that stuff. But at least he asked and pretend like he gave a shit. You know, where so many people just, you know, everybody, like, talk about role models. A lot of these knife reviewers have all these guys following them, and everything they say is gospel and they're gods. Give me a fucking break. They're
literally just giving an opinion. Yeah,
an opinion, and 90% of that opinion, they don't even have any of the background of why people did things and the compromise they made to do one thing over another. And you know, so at least he did that, and I was happy with that. And it was, you know, I don't want to blow the review. I'll let you all.
Yeah.
Well,
don't spoil it.
Let me put it this way. I sent him a DM. I didn't threaten to knock him out.
Well, that's a start.
So, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
What I was going to say is, Brian, like, it's funny because a lot of these people in the comments say that you don't like criticism, but I've always found you to be kind of the opposite of that. In fact, it's sort of, I get really disarmed. Like the first time I ever bought a knife from you, they're like, "All right, I know you like it, thank you, but what don't you like about it?"
And I still ask.
You always ask that.
90% of the people, 90%, and because nobody ever tells you. You know, I mean, okay,
feedback is important.
Yeah. Now I understand the clip. The first Typhoon clip wasn't very pretty. I got that part, and I understand why people didn't want that. You know, and there's little issues that I know that people don't like, but for the most part, nobody ever wants to tell me what they really don't like. Now, okay, it's close to the edge or whatever. Get to the real nitty gritty. Oh, it's too coarse. Give me some information, but nobody ever wants to tell me anything.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun to be the messenger when the content is negative.
Also, if you're gonna have something negative to say, give a why. Give some sort of reason why you don't like it. You know, I was just talking about that Brous. You know, it wasn't just because it's a Brous we don't like it, and it's just that the value for money is just not there.
Also, people need to keep in mind, I think most people are non-confrontational by nature, and when you do talk shit, and then the person you're talking shit about even just DMs you, never mind, like, sees you at a knife show, people change their tune so fast, and it's just, if you're not going to keep the same energy, why even do it?
Well, yeah.
Don't talk shit unless, like, if you're not ready to actually have someone confront you about it, it's a small industry.
Keep your mouth shut, right.
Exactly.
And people, these days, especially the younger generation, I don't want to, you know, I'm sorry to say it, but everybody got so soft with their feelings, and you can't upset people. Well, I came from the generation, you can get upset, you can have feelings, you can cry and be a little bitch about it, but guess what? At some point, you're going to get fucking called on it, and you better be prepared. If you're going to talk shit, you're going to get fucking hit.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
It's what it comes down to. I think that's why I certainly changed my tone, like, after an episode or two. I originally thought we were going to be some real rah-rah shit. And then I was like, no, this is not at all worth it. I do not feel like getting into fights with people that I don't know.
Well, I've said it to you guys. I'm sure you've all heard me say it at one point. You know, remember, these are the way people are feeding their family. And, you know, you back people into a corner and you do shit that affects that.
You're going to get bit.
I'll knock you the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's bad news.
I definitely see that perspective, but there are some people who suck like Will Moon where they can use that exact same thing. This is how I feed my family. At some point, I think you have to draw the line, but if you're not duplicitous, you can definitely use that.
As a maker, if you're saying, yeah, well, this is how I feed my family, and you think that's a license to be a douche, well, then you get what you fucking get.
Yeah,
I
agree.
For example, for somebody to bash me, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think I go above and beyond for most of my customers. I mean, a lot of them don't need you to go above and beyond. 20% of them need you to fucking stroke them. I think I go the extra step. When somebody orders something, it's fucking wrapped up and ready to go out right away. I don't play any games. You know, I try to always, you know, I would never screw anybody with money-wise. I always try to do the right thing, and to have a guy, you know, working your ass off every minute to try to do the right thing, and then you have people talking shit that are just making it up as they go. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think the podcast, people don't realize that you do not treat your actual customers like the way you are on the podcast. People think this is like really how you treat customers too, and it's like it's going to be farther from the truth.
No, I could talk to people normal.
Yeah,
I was also hired to be the douche here, so that's why I am.
Yeah, well, people buy into the shtick a little bit too much and think that this is really who you are. Like I saw on Reddit, and people were like, "Oh, he's about you in reference to the Micro Typhoon." It's like, "Oh, I don't know how I would deal with him. I mean, I don't know how he is to deal with. Like, he seems like a douche from the podcast or whatever." And it's like, no, this is like obviously this is all of our worst tendencies coming out.
I talk to people like they're normal people all the way up until a point where I can't.
Yeah.
You know?
Up until the point where you
Depends
can.
on you. I'm only a douche if you're a douche.
Yeah.
So if you see me as a douche, chances are you're a douche.
It's
Well
really
said.
true.
That is solid. That's true.
The other piece of the puzzle is that if you can confront someone, say you need to beat the shit out of someone, and you meet that, and the other person responds with, "Okay, I'll meet you at the show. Let's beat the shit out of each other." And
That's what it should have been.
Yeah, that's all you got to say. Let's do that. And apparently that levels the playing field. Everybody's like, "Oh, okay, let's fight." And if you don't fight, that's great. You get a beer afterward anyway.
Yeah, it's much easier to talk shit in different hobbies where it's way less insular. Like everybody is way too accessible. That's what I've learned.
Maybe you go in this day and age, you go get a kombucha afterward.
I love all the other guys that just have to put their 2 cents in though about it. Oh yeah, I don't like bullies, and I don't.
That was my
him
favorite.
A bully and make give me a fucking break, dude. Grow some balls. Come
That
on.
doesn't even classify you as a bully. Like
First of all,
in any way.
If anything, I was.
You were bullied.
And I kicked the bully in the nuts.
Brian
That
is
was
the
it.
victim. Brian is the victim.
Yes.
He was victimized.
I need a safe place.
He has been victimized.
Oh my god. Your safe place is in the corner of the shop, Brian.
Where's my whoopee?
Yes, Mr. Bubbles.
Okay, well, transition.
Oh god.
Here's a totally random thought. I've noticed that I just kind of been deleting the Mass Drop daily emails without even looking at them recently because I feel like a lot of their stuff is getting really stagnant. They're getting a lot of the same products like continuously. And that could be, by virtue of the fact that it's a bunch of casuals and they want the same things over and over.
And the fact that Mass Drop can do that.
Yeah, but I feel like if it was originally for enthusiasts, which I think they kind of branded themselves as like an enthusiast community, I would like to see stuff switched up. Is this happening? Is this just me?
I think it's good that they have a lot of options and they need to keep that stuff coming.
Yeah.
Just because they're constantly getting new blood. That's really part of the gig. But then again, I look at the stuff that they did with Eric Ox. That I think that's a really cool knife, which brings some really interesting production level stuff to the table.
Yeah, I don't think it went like gangbusters, as the youth say.
I think people are learning that, hey, we can probably get this knife when it comes out.
That is part of the problem, yeah. Is that they're making more than they're selling, so you can just get it when it comes out.
The whole industry is saturated right now. I mean, there's so much stuff coming out every day.
Yep.
That no one has time to all right, I'm going to put $200 and some towards this knife that I won't get for 6 months.
I know, it's not great. Oh, and that Duhara one just
that
dropped.
Showed up out of nowhere.
And it's already got 151 sold. I cannot believe this knife has 151 sold already.
Let me tell you something.
It does look really cool.
I like it.
I feel like we've all gone on record saying we don't like this stuff, but you
When
guys
did
are
we say
betraying
that?
me. Judases. I thought we've made fun of this before, but
I don't know.
I can't keep track of this.
Listen,
it looks
before
like
we
a
get
Diet
too,
Hawk design or something. It's not bad.
I like it.
before we get too far off, where do you guys see custom knife makers going if all this is happening? I mean, is it
No, I think
custom
makers
makers done?
No, I think that there's always a market for a custom made knife or an artisan product made in the USA by a maker for a select few. I think there's still a huge market for that.
I think the fat is being trimmed away from the custom knife world, though. A lot of people
I
do
think
not
it's
seem to be
gotten
dealing
better.
with the same bullshit they used to.
Yeah, I think it's actually gotten better for custom knife makers, personally.
Well, I do have to say that I think customers are. I don't know if they're more educated now, but they are definitely getting pickier and pickier and pickier.
Yeah, the people who are casually getting into custom knives are falling by the wayside, and now it's just the real diehard people.
I mean, Brian, look at your own knives. The way that you've transitioned to having, a successful production run, and the custom models that you've put out. The people who really want and appreciate them are the ones bidding on your auctions.
Yeah, but those people, I mean, they unfortunately, at least not for me, they can't. I can't make a living off of them. It's if I have to if it was just them, I would probably be done.
Well,
Well, it's definitely
at least for the higher ends. At least for the higher ends.
I mean, we're talking very high
I'm not talking
end.
I'm not talking $500 knives. I'm
Mhm.
talking, the $1,500 and up knives. Even
Listen,
the $1,500.
if you brought out
knives,
another
that's a-
$500 knife right now, it would sell out immediately.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, I know you hated doing the mini typhoons, but any other design at that same price, I'd be super excited.
Yeah, but I can't.
Yeah,
can't
it's not
do
worth
it.
it.
Well, that's
and it's not just the making of the knife either. It's all the other work that goes into it.
Mhm.
I mean, if I stop doing the letting people, configure the knife and just said, okay, you have these it's this one or this one. Maybe I can. Maybe I
think
can do
that's.
that.
I think
but
you should do that.
that's
I think that's
I
fine.
can't do the $500 pick your shit knife anymore. It's too much.
I think that's totally fine. I'd be totally cool with seeing that happen again with just a few set options.
I still want a fucking chicane.
Just maybe no clip point American Tanto blades.
Believe it or not,
That people like that one.
there's not a blade shape that people don't like. That obviously, drop points are my biggest seller. Then the Japanese Tanto, then the American, and whether or not you clipped them or not, or what you did. I mean, there is obviously you can look at sales and see what people like the best, but there's something for everybody. Some guys see that one that you don't like, and they're like, "Holy fucking Christ, it's the best thing I've ever seen." And other guys are like, "What the fuck? That's an abortion."
That's one way to put it.
So whatever. That's why I do what I do, and that's why I do so many different, iterations of the same design.
I think I
like what?
really think you provide too many options.
Yeah, that's true. It's too many. You really don't need to do it.
It's not like it's a big deal to do those options. The big deal is
But the big deal is because
coordinating
the idiot that like me who's trying to order is like, do I want this? Do I want that? I don't know what I want tomorrow. Do I want the same thing yesterday? I don't know.
Yeah, that's really the part.
That's why I'm saying whenever I always say you know what I like better than I do at this point. And I think that goes with a lot of the people out there. I mean, if you made 4 executions of a knife and said, here, pick one of these, everyone's going to find the one that they want. And they're still probably going to lose their minds over it for a little bit.
You know what? If I was able to have them all in hand at the same time, say, you know what? I'm not going to sell a knife for the next 6 months and build that 6 months worth of orders and say, okay, here's the knives. Then I'm sure I could sell them all. But a person who's waiting 6 months to get his knife that is the same as this guy who got it the second week, you start losing people that way.
Yep.
I guess you're right. I don't know. It's a double-edged sword.
I'm just gonna do every knife. Every knife is gonna be a fucking lottery.
Someone will enjoy it.
You're gonna get balloons that say you won and candy.
And candy.
Yeah, the CKF knives come with chocolate.
Your picture on my website with winner on it. This week's winner.
Okay, you got to do that actually.
That wouldn't be bad, right?
Can I throw this out there? Yeah, no. CKF actually sends you chocolate with your knives, like little bars of chocolate, CKF branded chocolate.
Not anymore because they ship direct from China.
I still haven't eaten it because I'm very afraid to eat it.
Oh, that China chocolate. Yeah, I wouldn't eat that shit.
Yeah, no. It
Probably
just sits in my
asbestos.
apartment. It's pure asbestos. Now we know where all the asbestos in the U.S. went, to Chinese chocolate.
It probably did.
Yeah, did you see that the Masterop TJ Schwartz Perpetua, the one made by Millet, finally shipped?
Yeah.
People are getting them. And I don't think I've seen anyone post an opinion about them yet, so I have not formed an opinion.
People have posted just some videos. They seem to be enjoying them.
I mean, it's an axis lock and 2 slabs of G10.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Will Moon.
Oh, God.
He's got that design with the axis lock thing. You saw that, right?
No, but I will begrudgingly go check now.
So can I ask a question?
Yes.
Like, he's patenting that lock.
Oh, good for him.
He's now patenting that lock, and which is an axis lock, which recently came off a patent.
Yes.
It's nervy. Takes a lot of nerve.
Yeah, that's an interesting move, trying to take someone else's idea and barely changing it and then repatenting it.
What's he trying to patent, like the cartridge system of it?
Maybe.
Couldn't someone just
the
beat him?
Piece of a knife that he puts into his really thick knife. It's like a babushka doll.
I'm at this point, I feel like most of the knife industry operates on a not patenting things and just sharing it sort of system.
Or yelling at the person that uses it without crediting you.
Yes. So I am always curious when someone does think that something is worthy of patenting above and beyond what other people have already done.
It's true.
Well, part of it is, like for example, the way I did my D10. The reason I didn't patent it is, like you said, when I first got into the industry, and I came into the industry with that design.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody said, it's a nice tight group of people. Nobody screws one another. Everybody gives each other credit where it's deserved, and all this shit. Blah, blah, blah. So I didn't patent it, but at the same time, I was also saying, you know what? If somebody used it, like they have, am I going to go after that fucking person for it?
Yes.
I'm not going to go after a guy who's trying to make it. No, I wouldn't do.
You're going to get a patent attorney and sue someone. It's going to you're going to waste so much money. Knife makers don't make enough to sue someone.
And that's what I mean.
It would serve you better in the long run for them to use it, assuming they give you credit or that the community at large realizes it's your design. It just spreads the word about your awesome design.
And that was my thought. And I don't know.
I mean, yeah. Whatever. Imagine if Michael Walker patented the liner lock or Chris Reeve patented the frame lock. There'd be no knife industry at this point. There'd be backlocks everywhere.
Yes.
I am curious about this Will Moon patent. I would like to see where this goes.
I wish him all the best.
Godspeed, sir.
Oh man. What the fuck?
It's Jake. It's got to be Jake. What else?
Dentist tools. Like, what is he doing?
No, I heard it.
No.
No.
I'm over here sanding something behind my back just to make sure.
Oh my!
But I'm not using any dentist tools.
I didn't think you would just be sitting there with your hands crossed, enjoying the conversation. No, he's going to be sanding something behind his back.
My brain won't let me sit.
I think he enjoys sanding. I don't know what's going on, but I think he enjoys it.
Hashtag dead inside.
Yeah, when you're dead inside, you got to stay occupied.
We're all dead.
Did that rhyme? Oh,
yeah, that did. That was well executed.
That could be some lyrics for my new band that I'm in with Dave.
Yeah, Cerebral Gore-Tex.
Yeah, go check us out. Check us out on Instagram.
Check us out on 0 platforms. Oh wait, no, you did make an Instagram page.
We have an Instagram page with a foot and nothing else. That's Nosferatu's foot, by the way.
Okay, I was gonna say
the real Nosferatu, not the fake Nosferatu, not the character, but the real Nosferatu.
Okay, the real one.
Go peep Cerebral Gore-Tex coming to a city near you.
Did you just lapse into the Delco accent? Because I could have sworn you said Cerebral Gore-Tex.
Gore-Tex. That's not Delco. Basically, how I talk is a Delco accent.
Yeah, but you have a very, very tame accent.
No,
I mean like nothing. Have you ever heard All My Ants?
Yes.
No, I haven't heard any of your.
That's the name of your first album.
All My Ants.
And it's like ANTS. Just a bunch of ants.
We're gone for a month, and this is what we come back with.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, we're too postmodern. We can't keep criticizing our own content to try and make it sound better.
No, we can't. It's fishing for compliments.
It is. We're desperate.
Oh, we should give away a knife.
Yeah.
Let's give away a knife.
Hey, before we give the knife away, Jake, do you want to talk about what... Oh, wait, did you already talk about what went wrong with that Viper Fortis on the last podcast? I cannot remember.
It doesn't matter because... Levon can attest to this. The knife is perfect.
Really?
It's very nice.
Action.
It turned out really good.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Well, good thing some lucky person can win it.
Yeah. So who are we going to give it to? Actually, before we announce the winner, we'll announce the winner after a word from our sponsor. This episode of the Knife Nuts podcast is brought to you in part by PVK Vegas. PVK has been selling knives on the internet since 1996. They are the largest Microtech dealer in the United States, specialize in automatics and balisongs, and have a strong selection of high-end customs. Visit their showroom on the Las Vegas Strip, a 5-minute walk from the USN show. Use coupon code KNIFENUTS for 5% off your order. And we're back.
It's so weird doing that, just like...
I know. Oh my god, we have another sponsor, but I have to do all the paperwork.
Do we have should we get a lawyer?
I don't know.
Will a lawyer cost us the same amount of money that we'll actually get out of the sponsorship? Thus
Call Ernie.
Yes, or more. We can call Ernie. And if you want to hear an unbelievable Delco accent, Ernie's wife, Maria, has the strongest one there
Guys,
is.
I'm glad we're just referencing these random people in southeastern Pennsylvania that no one knows.
Delaware County.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the
very
people.
Distinct accent.
Yes.
Yes.
But-
I live in the heart of Delco right now.
Yeah. But anyway,
Let's give away a thing.
the Viper Fortis, which is a knife designed by Jesper Foxnays that I bought and didn't particularly like, but hopefully one of you guys will like it after Jake jaked the fuck out of it.
He did.
Yes, he
didn't.
didn't like it necessarily when he bought it, but then he sent it for a semi-professional modification, which was done very professionally, and you will be receiving a top of the line post modification. It's kind of like a stage 2. This one's got like an intake and an exhaust, and it's running real nice.
It's running real lean. Those AFRs are all messed up.
Shut up. that was the right term for. Why would you know AFRs? I picture you as someone who doesn't even own a car.
No, I was super autistically obsessed with cars from 1st grade to 12th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
In 1st grade, there were no AFRs because shit was basically carbureted. But you are super young, but maybe not that young.
No, there was no carbureted cars when I was in 1st grade being sold. I don't think. But anyway, it is now beautiful, and let's give it away to somebody.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll post a picture.
How do we do
More
this?
video tonight.
All right. I have all of
All of our Patreon.
all of our Patreons at the giveaway tier. At the giveaway tier.
Yep. At the giveaway
And
tier.
the winner is Scott Putman.
Yay!
Yay, Scott Putnam.
Putman. At least say his
That
fucking
was
name right.
anticlimactic as shit, man.
Yeah. Congrats, Scott.
All right.
Yes.
Who's Scott? What's his does anyone know his
Does he have a handle?
An Instagram handle? Let's find out. I'm going to do a search for Scott.
Putnam.
Me too.
I feel like
I
I
feel
know.
like we should all bomb him right now with the news that he won.
Make sure you get his picture so we can put it up as a winner.
Yeah, he's gonna have to
Show the
pose
winner
with it.
picture.
Prove that this is not all a Ponzi scheme. Just kidding. It definitely is.
I mean, that's who's the winner. I mean, there's nothing to post. These are just people that give us 25
He has to. Well, you know what? Every time we make any kind of restriction on our giveaways, no one enters them. So I was going to say you have to take a picture with it, but don't do that because then no one will ever want to do it. No one will ever join our giveaways.
It's a private account, so I can't tell if this is the right Putman.
I don't know where he is on Instagram.
Definitely just start DMing strangers, telling them they won knives. Speaking of DMing strangers, I found a knife maker from Rhode Island, and naturally I was super excited because I am very proud of being from Rhode Island, and there's not a lot of kind of anything in Rhode Island because there's not that many people. So I found a knife maker, a guy making kitchen knives. I DM'd him, and I was all excited. I was like, hey, man, I'm very proud of, I'm a proud Rhode Islander. It's cool to see that you're making knives. Like, I'd love to get one from you. And, I run a knife podcast. And then he was just like, thanks for the kind words. And I was like, damn, you're really just going to hit me with the thanks for the kind words? That's it? No follow-up? Like, free advertisement would be great? Nothing, none of that?
He thinks he's some hot shit then.
Yeah, I'm crushed.
Wow.
Apparently our pieces are not hitting.
You got face mushed by like some random
Dude, I
knife
got
maker.
curved.
Yeah.
By an amateur knife maker. This is what happens. So now he was the chosen one. He was supposed to bring balance to the Rhode Island knife making force, aka make it so that Blackstone Valley Knife Works is not the only knife makers in Rhode Island because that Patriot knife is not great.
Which one?
It was the Blade Runner systems, that first frame lock they came out with. Yeah.
It just looks soft. Do you know what I mean? It looks like it was soft.
I don't.
Like all the edges on the handle.
Yeah, like they wooded it, like they
Like too
wooded
much
everything
water.
down.
Yeah, they lubed it with water.
Guys, I don't
And
know.
I would have just thrown it out the window.
I don't know what this bit is, but I don't like it. Let me
Well,
just.
just because you're not involved,
Yes. I desperately need to be involved in this.
just say soft.
I can't. I can't do it.
It's hard to be put on the spot like that.
Brian, you can say soft.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Well, he went with the fuck you.
Fuck you! I don't talk like that. I don't.
That is legendary. We still don't have a shirt that says that.
My second most famous post of all time.
Let's hit up knife news and see if there's anything exciting going on in the knife world. So, North Arm Knives, who we've basically skipped over completely because, I don't know, they just kind of appeared out of nowhere. Yeah, they're like the Canadians that are making like the CNC knives that aren't Grimsmo. They have one called the Skaha. We've mentioned it, but none of us have ever touched one.
No fucking clue.
Yeah, so they say
Yes,
they're...
you do. You've seen the Skaha Levon. It's got the stepped blade and
Yeah.
You've
G10 handles. It's got the same pocket clip. It's got the same wire pocket
Oh
clip.
yeah, but they're like $130 or something, and they're supposedly God's gift to all things that are Canadian.
Yes. I am a bit confused by this statement. He reckons they're special flattened detent ball. Okay, that is kind of special. And the fact that the liner is made of S35VN as opposed to something softer played a role too. Do people care about the liner material? Do people use something softer than what?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
That sounds really boring to me.
I've never heard of someone using the blade steel to make the liner lock.
Occasionally, I've heard of like a 440 or something like that, but definitely not like a blade steel. You know what I mean?
That seems like a
Brian,
some kind of tool steel, but
Brian, you should make a liner lock
yeah, that'd be interesting.
with carbon fiber on both
how would
sides.
Brian do a liner lock?
The problem with me doing
there we go.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
The problem.
Not
Yeah,
with that
Brian.
attitude, Brian.
fucking hate you guys. Dude. Why I do this, I have no idea.
What would be the good thing about your liner lock?
What would
if you
be the
made
good
one?
thing about your liner lock, Brian? Let's try and keep it
Okay,
positive.
okay, I'll be positive. I'm very the good thing would be the amount of time it's going to take to machine all that material away to leave a little nub.
That's the good thing.
Well, I
think-
can't say anything bad. You won't let me, so I got no choice. I got to make it sound good.
So everything else is...
My machine will run for hours. Isn't that good?
That's a good reason to get a second one, considering the other one literally took a shit in your shop.
Yeah, did it recover from that, or was
I haven't run it yet, but yeah, that was no big deal. It was just made a mess.
You can tell because Brian is still alive and hasn't killed himself.
That's true.
No, so the liner lock deal. For me to do my detent mechanism, I have to. It's still the same deal. So I'd have to now machine steel away from that whole scale or that whole liner to leave that little detent.
All right, here's a crazy idea. What if you just use titanium liner and mill it like normal, but then you do a steel insert into the liner lock with your detent?
You don't have enough meat in there to do that. You know, unless you made this big fat.
It'll be like a diet liner lock. You're not working with a lot of meat there. It'll be fine. It probably won't be fine. I know nothing about this.
Dovetail that thing in there.
Dovetail.
Call it a day.
Yeah.
If you only have, a 80,000 thick liner, there's no meat for him to screw anything into. Just like flathead screws, just the taper on the flathead is deeper than that. So there's a lot of mechanical issues that you got to overcome to do that. I just don't know that it's worth it.
That's fair.
What if you put the hole in the liner and the detent nub on the blade?
Oh, fuck. I need some explosion. I'm going to put some explosion sound effects in there.
Please do.
You'd run into the same problem. You got to machine all that steel away from the blade to leave the nub on the blade.
But
You have to
what
get
if
that
you
special
did it?
blade stock that comes with like a big step in it?
Yeah,
He has to buy blade stock that's like 4 inches thick.
It's for
yeah,
him.
you guys remember Fyre Festival, that music festival that was supposed to happen on an island and no one showed up and it was all fucked up? Well,
Nope, I wasn't there.
No one's ever heard.
people have heard about this. This was a big thing. Anyway, apparently the people who ran it, there's a quote that they said, "Fuck it, let's just do it and be legends." That is exactly. Someone needs to put the D10 on the blade and become a legend.
And then no one buys it would be the.
You're gonna have
You're
to.
going by that story.
You're gonna have to edit this whole part out. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah. This is what innovation looks like in 2018.
You'd have to have 2 D10 spots for it to go into the frame, because for the closed and the open position, which is doable.
Kind of like a carbon fiber lock side was doable.
Yes, now it is.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too. Make it happen, Bri.
Yeah.
Right back.
What I can do is just machine a little nub that gets screwed into the blade.
Are we
So
really
it's not
gonna-
actually part of the
I
blade.
mean, and I'll say if I'm being serious, that is kind of. I didn't really mean to buy a
Yeah.
2-inch thick stock for your. But
Mhm.
there's no reason on the blade side you couldn't prep. I mean, really, even on the liner side, depending. I mean, if you reshape that your whole nub area to
We should
be
just fade out on this.
something that you could press into the liner, you could do it. But it's
Yeah, maybe.
I think Jake muted himself too early. He cut himself off.
oh shit! How long was I muted?
No, you weren't
45 seconds.
No, you muted yourself like as you were finishing that thought, which I'm sure everyone's okay with.
Aw. I didn't mean to mute it. Well, anyway, what I was saying when I was muted was the answer to all of Knives' problems.
There you go. The meaning of life.
And it was
everybody.
not the D10 on the blade. I'm interested what
it
the
was-
next idea is going to be. Wait, I've got an idea.
Get the circle idea?
The lock is on the blade.
Aliens.
Blade is the lock.
The lock is the flipper.
One of these will work. If we say these in an order, eventually we'll get one.
If you get in a heated conversation with a knife guy that lasts like 2 or 3 hours and the conversation is about designing the perfect lock, you always end up with a fixed blade. The end of the conversation is when you look at
Just
the
buy a
piece of
fixed
paper
blade. Yeah.
and you're like, oh my god, we should have just bought a fucking fixed blade.
I'm just going
It
to...
happens in
Nope,
30 Rock.
fixed blades is never the answer. I want the blade to have the lock on it. Which to some extent, I
we all
think
do,
Grant
obviously.
and Gavin Hawk already did that with the tie lock. So
Yeah, that was.
I guess
That's
we've been
true.
beaten to this one.
I can't believe I never had one of those. All the shit that I like that I've had over the years that I kind of wanted. I like really wanted a tie lock.
You can get the finest Kevin James ripoff of it. Or Kevin John.
Oh no, that was not funny if it was a joke, but as a
It
slip of the
wasn't.
tongue, it's hysterical.
I do not want the King or Queen model.
Yo, he's got a new collaboration coming out with Adam Sandler.
Imagine if Kevin John looked like Kevin James. Like if one day we somehow saw what he looked like.
They definitely think that's what Americans look like. So like, yeah,
Yes.
we
That's
all
your
look like
that-
Kevin James.
There's your cover for us.
Yeah, but the problem
Yeah,
is we
definitely.
don't all marry Leia Ramini, so it's not so sweet out here for us.
I had an idea for our next cover. Hold on. I'm gonna
Is
send
it going to
the
be
group.
Kevin James and then you with Elon Musk's fucked up hairline? That's what it's got to be.
I don't know what the fuck was going on with my hair, bro.
It's an abortion.
It's not an abortion. I mean,
It
come
wasn't
on.
that bad. Yeah, that was mean.
Says the guy with a fucking ponytail.
Whoa. I have not worn my hair in a ponytail in a long time since I learned that is not a great way to wear your hair in a
You've already said too much.
I have. I'm just cutting this whole shit. This is the great thing about being the person who edits it. All the embarrassing things about me,
When it
God.
makes you look bad.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna edit the shit out of
when
this.
it's- but
I'm
when
gonna
it's
look like
Levon's
Jake in
hair-
that knife banter video. I'm gonna come up all aces.
Yeah, I'm sending what our Photoshop should be.
Panda
Let's
number
see.
4 is considered bad luck. It's like your luck is about to run out, kid.
Yes.
This is so. I don't even know. This might be too obscure.
I mean, I'd like to throw it back to our first couple of covers that were like obscure metal bands. We haven't done that in a while.
I mean, this is just some
exactly.
weeaboo in a fucking Megadeth shirt.
Yeah, Will Keith has not posted a video in a while, by the way. I'd just like to
No,
point that out.
he's. Are you fucking kidding me? He posted one like 2 days ago.
Oh, did he? Finally?
Oh my god!
Yeah, bro.
When are you guys gonna get over that bullshit?
No.
Dude, when he comes on the show and talks with us,
We're
He's
still
an
not famous
embarrassment
enough.
to New Jersey.
I'm gonna have him go visit you tomorrow or Thursday.
I don't think he's going to visit anybody. To keep it honest.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you think he uses Patreon for gas money?
I don't think he owns a car.
I'm pretty sure he can't find his way out of the Pine Barrens. You got to be from New Jersey, not the fuck I'm talking about.
Like Delco.
I know the Pine Barrens.
I'm liking these Jersey references. Let's keep the regional
We used to
pride.
go wheeling in the Pine Barrens all the time.
Yeah.
Getting lost, seeing dead body every now and then. Keep on wheeling.
I broke a power steering pump wheeling in the Pine Barrens.
Was I there for that? I don't think
You were
so.
not. That was pre-Jake.
Oh.
Anyway,
But we decided nothing ever happened. In your
everything else
Jake.
before that was a mistake.
Is that what people tell like their new girlfriend when they meet them? It's like nothing in my life mattered up until this point.
That's what Ron Swanson told someone in Europe. I think he's like, history started in
1776.
1776. Everything before that was a mistake.
Yeah. So, can I say something?
Go.
We Knives released a fixed blade where the blade material is listed as Chinese D2.
Our influence is tangible.
Yeah.
I think they missed the joke though. I don't.
Yeah.
Should we tell them?
Yeah, they misspelled China. They put the that ESE on the end. I'm not so sure.
And forgot the A, Jake. Don't forget that. I don't,
What?
What?
I'm gonna go on mute. I'm gonna go on mute and solve some problems.
Are you still sanding shit behind your back?
I'm just
Hey, what's printing right now? Anything?
Nah, printer's down, bro.
Is it still with the clog?
Oh god, no! I had to build a whole new nozzle
my
and
God.
stuff today.
Oh my
Like,
God.
it was crazy.
Did you 3D print the nozzle?
You can't, because
no,
the nozzle's integral
Can't,
to
because
making it.
the printer's broken. I had to old-fashioned like make it with a drill and
Oh shit, Brian! When you
mill
get
and-
sick of making knives, you and Jake can go into the printing press business.
I had to cut aluminum with a wood saw.
I found something else we could use for our cover. I'm going to send it to the group. This is the worst podcast I've ever listened to.
It isn't. It isn't good.
It's not good. I think it started off strong, and now we're fucking
Tapering out.
we're grasping for
We're
straws.
like a zithromycin pack. We're tapering off hard.
Yes, with just the right amount of diarrhea.
I do not want to be this cover.
You don't want to be on that cover, dude.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Look at how good it is, though.
I'm good. I don't buy my jeans at Tractor Supply.
Brian, look at the picture.
I'm looking.
That joke is especially funny
I'm just
for
trying
me.
to figure
'cause
out who I want to be.
I've
I-
contemplated buying.
I
my
mean,
jeans
there's a
at
lot.
Tractor Supply.
Brian, you're the guy in the Ram shirt.
You think? That almost could look like me if my hair was white and I was a little bit older.
You're putting too much consideration into this, Brian.
Sorry.
Wait, you guys just the reason is because you guys haven't seen what Elon Musk looked like. When you see this shit, it's guaranteed to be the cover.
We cannot put any of this conversation in the.
This is very unimportant. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say though? Speaking of podcasts though, and Elon Musk, that knife maker was on Joe Rogan's podcast, which is like probably the biggest look for a knife maker since Forge and Fire.
Of course, he only makes like kitchen knives.
He does only make kitchen knives, but he makes his own
the clip
Damascus.
that I heard, they weren't talking about knives at all.
Naturally, was he talking about smoking marijuana cigarettes?
No,
Isn't that's our shtick, man? Like, we have a knife show that's barely about knives. Yo, Joe Rogan, come at us.
Yeah. Cut the fucking
Yeah,
check.
I
You
really-
stole our idea.
Oh my god, yeah,
I do
look,
have a
there's
genuine desire, despite being dead inside. I have a real genuine desire to teach Joe Rogan about the world of knife, the proper knife world.
Yeah, well, we're not getting there at this rate.
no.
This ship is crashing and burning.
Is there any other knife stuff we want to talk about, or should we call it a night?
I'm out of knife stuff. I've been very removed I did not realize how busy I would be. Well, actually, I did. Because...
Holy shit!
Oh, shout out to two very successful, happy people. Dave is in the midst of his doctoral program.
Yeah, I've officially started as a PhD student, which is actually really removed me from the knife world, for better or for worse.
And tell everyone at home who doesn't know, including me, what's the gist of your studies? What's the gist of your doctor status?
It's cognitive neuroscience, so looking at the brain. We'll leave it at that.
You're gonna
like
get
a
mission
so much hate
statement?
mail now. It's not even funny. With that fancy talk.
You really think highly of our listeners.
Well, hey, I only go by the mail that gets sent to us.
That's a good point. Send us nicer mail.
And also my brother who started at Lockheed yesterday. Congrats. Very proud of you.
He's the one that gave you the 3D printer, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
The one that he proceeded to break.
He's got to tinker with it.
Wear items, man. Wear items.
Tooling
costs.
Tooling
costs.
They're a bitch. All right. Check out our website. This is your job, Levon. Do it.
No, you were doing so great.
Check out our website, knifenutspodcast.com.
Oh, fuck. Jesus fucking Christ.
I couldn't remember our URL. Yo, it's been months since we did this.
Derp. Neuroscience.
Watch this bitch with the
Knife
magic of studio editing. It's gonna sound like it's gonna sound like
Notes.
Morgan
It's gonna
Freeman.
sound like Levon's hair on Knife Banter.
Seriously.
Damn. It's gonna sound like Morgan Freeman said it, or like Levon's hair on a normal day said it.
On a normal day.
Yeah, you got. I'll say that your hair is generally pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. On a normal day, it works.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it went in 60 different directions. Yeah. I almost look like I ate an edible before going on that.
Almost.
Almost.
I'm euthanizing this podcast.
Go to knifenutspodcast.com where you can see links to our Patreon as well as buy some really incredible merch. Thank you all to our Patreon supporters. Thank you again.
I think we covered. I literally had to think like, do we have to do that spot? Yes, that's the only thing we need left. All right.
And it.
This shit is getting Kevorkian. Okay, yeah, that was my mistake.
Especially when we haven't recorded in a while,
Gotta get the juices flowing. By the
first-
juices, I mean very offensive jokes.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes are always ridiculous.
Yeah. All right, I think Brian knows how to figure this out. Are you in here, Brian? You are.
This is a 40-something trying to figure out how to use a USB microphone.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't do it in Autodesk. I gotta close my app.
What's the G code to set the blue microphone as by default?
He doesn't know the meaning of the word default.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe Brian's the oldest one here. Maybe he knows DOS still.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe no one got my Gorillas MS-DOS joke from like 6 months ago.
Yeah, isn't that the game that was like built into Windows 3.1 or some shit?
Yeah, like early 90s. That was my favorite game. You picked, like, there's two gorillas in the middle of like a cityscape type scene, and you pick your angle and velocity. And when you hit enter, the one gorilla throws a banana, and you got to hit the other gorilla, and making updates to your angle and velocity.
I got something.
This
to tell
sounds
you
like a
about
game
that.
for you, dude.
It's so good.
I got something to tell you.
When I was 10, it was awesome.
It was totally not a banana.
What was it?
A turd.
What?
Mm.
Mind blown.
Monkeys and gorillas, they throw shit, dude. They don't throw bananas.
But
Are you talking about in the game?
Yeah, in the game.
In the game, it was a turd?
So you think they were going to go into hyper realism for like angle and yaw and all that shit, and not have a monkey throw poop?
Right. So my text from earlier today was really appropriate. This one.
That's mister. I'm gonna go take a dump. You want me to grab you one? Nah, I'm good, thanks. Not even a little nug? Nah, I'm
what the fuck?
I don't know what that was from.
I mean, I think it's probably the funniest thing that's ever happened on network, like a shitty ABC or whatever network TV show.
I'm gonna go take a dump. Want me to grab you one?
I mean, I kind of enjoy it.
Nah. Not even a little nug? I might. Okay. It's from The Good Place with Kristen Bell.
When is that from The Good Place? I love that show.
Oh my god, Brian is in here twice.
We've got.
That's because I'm on my phone, but because I can't get this other shit working. So you got to give me a second. This is the first time I just tried hooking it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to go change your default.
He's on a PC. He probably has to download drivers.
Yeah, and if your computer has updated in the last 6 months, you'll be very happy to find that all the settings are completely different and bear no resemblance to any of the Windows settings for the last 20 years.
Hey man,
it's a completely different, just bullshit game.
I'm a PC guy through and through, and it's actually getting very inconvenient because it turns out a lot of what I need to do is in Unix. So really, really struggling here with these Linux subshells and shit for Windows now.
Okay, how is it?
There's division going on?
No, I said add a device.
This shit's USB. How old is the computer you're using? It should be plug and play.
No,
he's got a
no. That's
I
the
was
thing, dude.
reading the fucking
the newer it
other
is,
part.
The newer it is, the harder it's going to be to set up this mic. I'm telling you.
It's Windows 7.
Oh yeah, it should still be
Windows
should be good.
7.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, dude, that's how you know he's a legit machinist.
Well, yeah, because none of the, unless you get the newest, latest software, you can't get any of this fucking shit to work.
No, I'm just surprised you're still not running fucking XP.
Oh yeah, I guess that is pretty shocking.
Yeah.
ME.
No,
Windows ME. Who the fuck had Windows ME?
I had that because I was back in that time.
No, but
me
I had
too.
95. I went straight from 95 to XP.
I had everything, but
wow, Windows ME. That's wild.
I held on to Millennium
worst
for like
ever.
5 years.
Dude, Millennium. I just made the 95 to XP jump. I feel like that was the right move.
It kind of was.
Okay, headphones are my default. Recording. Jack mic snowball. No, I want the snowball
You
to
do
be
want the snowball.
set as default.
Correct. And then you have to just make
Okay.
sure it's set as your default in Hangouts as well.
Yes, you have to do it in two
Okay.
places.
Yeah.
That's working. it showed working there. Now I gotta get Hangouts back up. Hang on a sec.
What we can do now that we're all recording from computers is we should actually start paying for that service. Was it Zencaster or one of them?
Okay.
We can actually start doing it. And it individually records everyone, and we can get some actual decent production quality going.
Okay.
Because 90% of our bullshit comes from, like, just the weird sounds that happen from voice over internet protocol calls.
Where do you think those weird sounds are coming from now? I bet they're coming from
Oh,
Jake.
those are definitely Jake. Like, it sounds like he's rubbing two plastic things together.
Wow, yeah, I was unscrewing the stand from the microphone so I can see how hard it's going to be to make Brian that stand that he's asking for.
Whatever you're doing, stop.
Jake, you need to 3D print yourself a new life, man.
I just wanted to sick you on that because I knew if I did, you'd be like on it for
That's
3
the
days.
funniest thing I've heard anyone say for like 2 years, man.
I can't wait until we get to your house and you have the plastic family that lives with you now.
Oh, man.
That sound is literally killing me.
Not figuratively.
Not figuratively. I'm actually dying. We have double deuce Bryans right now again.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I made a risky move. I bought some fish, and then it was an hour drive back to my apartment after I bought it. So I was sitting at sort of room temperature for an hour.
Wait.
And then I cooked it, and, we'll see. 50-50 shot I get food poisoning.
Should have stuck to the jarred Jewish fishes.
Do not... Hey, it is Rosh Hashanah,
Oh, yeah.
which means nothing to me because I didn't even know when the starter ended.
Jesus Christ!
Mary Hashanah.
Happy New Year.
What do you say? What do you say? Shana Tova?
I am only
That's
Jewish
all.
when it's convenient for me. When people press me on these actual questions about Judaism, I freeze up because I have no idea.
I'll say Shana Tova. That seems right.
There we go.
Okay. Sounds a little Russian.
Just go with a Mazel Tov. That's all.
It's Yiddish, so you're not far off, Jake.
You are correct.
Well, I have everything hooked on in my computer. Everything works right, but over here,
Did you change the settings in Hangouts?
Yep.
Did you restart your computer?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Do you have like the is the monitor showing that it's actually picking up audio?
Are you standing on one leg?
Levon, just drive to New Jersey.
I know. I wanted to, but he's like, I don't know. I don't know what day.
Dude, you guys don't even have a fucking clue what's going on in my house right now. Let me put it this way. I'm going
Jesus.
to have a stroked out mother-in-law living with me for the rest of my life. So please.
Yikes.
My mother-in-law also had a stroke.
My mom's godmother had a stroke. It comes in threes, I guess.
You guys
I'll
are going to give
fucking
me a
get this.
stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I mean, I do research on people with strokes, so I can provide you with no useful advice, as it turns
Great.
out. So please don't have a stroke.
The amount of caffeine I've had today, I might. I'm drinking an energy drink right now. I had a venti iced coffee with two shots of espresso and a Red Bull this morning.
Bro, my heart would be like the fucking SpaceX mission. I would be blasting into the fucking stratosphere if I had that much caffeine.
So what you're saying is I should smoke on this podcast.
You probably... Hey, we need a video. Once we get
See what I
enough,
did
we're gonna
there?
need to have video. Yeah. Elon Musk reference.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
It did spawn some pretty solid memes.
That's good.
I saw one where it was sort of photoshopped to look like the Joker, and it said, "Do you want to know where I got these cars?" And it was him smoking.
That's really
Yeah,
fun.
that got really. It turned into the worst Joe Rogan podcast I've ever seen.
Elon Musk is
actually.
not charismatic.
Well, just after he smoked, he got so like any bit of it just wasn't good.
Yeah.
He was not smooth anymore. After he smoked, everything was blowing his mind too much, to the point that it was like way too easy to blow his mind, and it was like overkill. It was not good. He should not.
As someone who apparently habitually abuses Ambien, you'd think he'd have a higher tolerance for weed.
Oh, I never heard about the Ambien.
Oh yeah, he tweets on Ambien all the time. Just that. Also, he's dating Grimes. Like, I feel like, does he not go to parties with her?
No Grimes.
She's some like indie artist.
I don't know who that is. I thought he was married and had like kids.
Nah, he's got like 6 kids, but he ain't married.
Yeah, he did mentioned kids.
He got a new girlfriend when he bought a new hairline. Have you ever seen pictures of him back in like the PayPal days?
Hell.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He looks like the You Blew It skit from Tim and Eric.
You blew it.
His hairline was garbage. It was so bad. It's depressing to look at. And then he bought a whole new one.
Well, he's usually very... he makes very good radio, I think, usually. But with Elon Musk, he was just off his game that day. It was terrible.
We were talking about Elon Musk, were we not?
Yeah, my T levels are too low to actually listen to the Joe Rogan podcast regularly, but the one with the knife maker, I feel like I'm going to have to, or we'll talk about that.
Tell me about your T levels.
Yeah, my T levels are just too low.
Testosterone, Jake.
Yeah.
It's really not a testosterone-y thing. It's like the podcast doesn't sound like he looks.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, maybe just because I see the president of the UFC, and I'm like, nah, this is...
Not at all, dude.
He looks exactly like, what, Dana White?
No. Nice.
You're watching, and then automatically you start wearing a tap-out shirt.
Yes. And I have no tap-out shirts on deck.
No, I find him to be very down the center and unoffensive. Like, way, way more than I ever thought I would, which is why I only just started giving him a chance recently, and
doesn't bother me either.
Became an instant,
I mean, it is one of the most popular podcasts in the world, so...
Yeah, he's really not bad. He's like not a bad guy. I mean, compared to what I was expecting before I ever listened to him, like I had no intentions on listening to him. I just got suckered in by like hearing a little clip or two, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought this guy was like retarded, and he's actually
he is of the Man Show fame, so
yeah, nice.
Somehow I can't believe how successful people went on to be from the Man Show.
The Man Show.
Jimmy Kimmel,
it
too.
Was right place at the right time. I remember watching that in like 2002 or something.
It's funny because I feel like Jimmy Kimmel is like on the opposite end of the political spectrum.
Yeah.
Is Joe Rogan that conservative?
No, he's...
I didn't think so.
He's like us. He's like half...
Yeah, I thought he was just sort of...
He's a quarter conservative, a quarter liberal, and half just down the middle or whatever makes sense at that for the topic.
Yeah. Unlike that sentence.
I fixed it. Quarter, and half equals a whole.
We're a solid 13 minutes into recording, and the show has not started.
And the children are screaming.
They were like harmonizing really well there.
Yeah, they have been on another level lately. Like when they both get their period at the same time in like 12 years, that's when I'm really gonna hardcore.
Well, I don't know what to tell you here, guys.
It was a nice thought.
It was.
Yeah, quick $100 for nothing.
Wait, I thought that one was supposed to be like 50.
Yeah, why'd you spend $100? They're like 30. I got mine for the 30.
Did you go to Radio Shack and get it?
No, because my I don't have fucking headset here either, so I needed to have the fucking headset to go with it.
Okay, well, we'll eventually someone will drive to your location and fix it.
Yeah.
But
I'll do that.
A knife will go missing, but your microphone will work.
Yep.
It's a fair trade.
Yep. All right, shall we do this?
Yeah, let's do.
All right. Brian, you good?
I'm good.
Okay.